nobody will give me, see, social security. We were discussing, you see, if I end up in prison, there also I have to work to make a living.
That's true. That's true.
That's too much.
That's true. It's not worth it.
Not worth it. You know, once I was there.
That's what I say. I want to show you the picture of the woman I'm living with.
You are living with a woman?
I'll show you.
Yeah. I was there, I gave an interview on BBC.
Yeah.
And that guy asked me, he said, sir, we forgot to ask you to sign a contract, you will get 250 pounds for the interview.
Yeah.
And you see, that was a guest of the week. And then I said, I'm illiterate. I don't know how to sign my own name. And that guy said, he was very sharp, the director. And we made your thumb impression, he said. It took a little time for me. Then I told him I have a criminal record in England. If it falls into the hands of the police, probably your Queen, Her Majesty, the Queen Elizabeth, will be forced to invite me as a chief guest and put me in prison. He said, you have a sense of...
What is this, a CD?
It will show you later.
There on the web page is there.
Okay.
Even my interviews, everything. Screaming and screeching, I call it.
All right. So,
whatever you want to know about me is there. All the links.
All the missing links.
Not missing links. I am linked with so many, thousands of them. You find crazies and even T-bodies.
Should I take off my jacket or leave my jacket on?
Are you hot? You might be hot.
It is very warm.
Take it off.
Boy, is it warm.
Why should you take it off? How long ago? Long time.
Well, it was the time that Lily came for the first time, and that was 1990.
Yeah, 1990 almost.
Spring of 1990, I think.
10 years.
Come on, don't give me a hard time. That's working. All right. So today is January 14th?
No. Today is
15th.
That's what
Right.
they say.
January
But it is
15th.
14th somewhere else, 16th in some other part of the world.
That's true. That's true. In New York, it's January 15th, 2001.
Beginning of the new millennium.
Beginning of the new millennium.
Whatever they say, that's what.
Okay. Okay.
You think it's going to be anything different? All the prophets you must
They say it's got to get worse before it gets better.
That's the comfortable way of putting things. You see. But what you have to say is very important, what they said, I tell you, my grandfather used to tell me, I'm going to leave behind a better world than the world he was born into.
Okay.
And I laughed at it. I was a young boy, 8 or 9 years old. And then, you see, if he were here today, he would have committed suicide.
Right.
You see, and 2 world wars. The First World War, they said to make the world safe for democracy.
Yep.
And how many political systems were born out of that?
Right.
Communism, socialism, all kinds of things.
Right.
And then the Second World War, they said the war to end wars.
Yes.
And now 30 wars are going on at this moment everywhere in the world.
Right.
So why they believe that, you see, it would be a wonderful world, that they would contribute something which will make the world safe for those political systems and then for us too.
Yes.
As a young boy, I used to give lectures. I was very popular, very famous. And so the youth shall reshape the world.
Yep.
And the world in transition, those were some of my titles. Even the vice chancellors presided over, the heads of the universities. I addressed so many colleges on those wonderful themes. The world in transition from where to where and what to what.
Yeah.
And we imagine all kinds of things, you see. The problem for the people, then even now, and it will remain the same. Well, I'm not here to talk, you see, is that we want to bring about a change in us, you see. And people talk of, we see, teaching. The teaching implies that using that teaching to bring about a change in us.
Right.
You see, a change in man will be able to fit into this world harmoniously and live happily. Or you want to change the world. You see, into a better world. So that we can all fit in. And I don't see anything wrong with this world. I have lived 85.5 years on this planet. I have no problem at all to fit into this world. I'm in perfect harmony with the world exactly the way it is. There is no need for us to change, and there is no need for us to talk about changing the world. And what is our problem, you see? And the problem, the solutions they are offering, or whatever they are suggesting to bring about a change in you and a change in the world around us, is really the problem for us.
The problem is that we don't need to change.
There is no problem there. So the solutions offered by those people are really not the solutions. You see, if they were the solutions.
So the problem is that people think they need to change.
They presume that there is a problem.
Okay. The problem is we presume
and
there's a
then
problem.
we accept, you see, because we have put our trust, faith in those people who we think have the solutions for our problems. Whether they are the religious people or the politicians or economists, all of them, you see, everything that we have put our faith in is nothing but a modified continuity of the same religious thinking of man. You know?
There was an article yesterday that appeared in the New York Times that I think you would have enjoyed. The article is about atheism.
Yeah, but I have one basic position, if I may put it that way, not that I have any positions, against atheists. You see, if you have lost faith in God, and you have no business to go around the world converting people to become atheists, you are finished with God. So what I am emphasizing all the time, those theists and atheists are also still involved with God.
Now, I understand what you're saying. The thing that was interesting in the article is the article tried to evaluate whether religion has really contributed anything to people. Whether people would be, those people who are going to be ethical with the religion or without the religion. As whether or not religion has really helped in any way.
Not at all. But all right, you see, you forget about the religion.
Right.
Or the political ideologies and our legal system.
Okay.
Is nothing but a modified continuity of the same.
Okay.
Assuming for a moment. Assuming for a moment.
I understand what you're saying.
Assuming for a moment that husband and wife should live in great harmony and in peace, you see, it has failed for whatever reason. If you don't do it, you see, you go to hell and pay the price.
Okay.
All right, now we have created a legal system which demands that we should register our marriage.
Right.
You understand that?
Right.
And how is this different from that? I want to know. Yes. Also, the legal.
Right.
I'm talking the legal system that we have created.
Right.
Is a worthless system. You see, I sit here and I refuse to move. This is what I tell all these top lawyers and judges who come to see me. And then I refuse to move. I'm a squatter here. And what would you do? You try your best to persuade me, plead with me, try to force, and your limited force you have at your command fails. So you go to the court, and the lawyers argue in your favor or against you, and the judge gives a judgment. All right? I don't have any trust in the legal structure. And I don't believe in all that. I don't give a damn the decision given by the judge.
Right.
What would you do in such a situation? You bring the police and force me out of this place. So force is still the instrument which we use to convert people. And now we don't have to use force because we all have become masters in playing with the words.
That's good.
You see, wordsmiths.
That's good.
And you are a wordsmith and another guy is another wordsmith. And they are creating different...
Let me play a little bit with words since you mentioned
I'm
that.
not good at that.
Let me play a little
All right, go ahead.
And from where I'm coming from. And what interested me in when I discovered you. Now, you know how I discovered you?
You told me, and it's there in the TV interview you gave to them.
I found the book, The Mystique of Enlightenment. Okay. And the thing that and the interesting, there are two parts here. Number one, when I read the book, I said, this could be true, this could be craziness. You know, this could be a hoax. But before I left India, the last week I was in India, the last day I was in Madurai. I was in a hotel from the company.
Yes.
And I walked out of my room, and on the table, laying on the outside, were two things. It was the India Times,
Yes.
and it was the magazine, the Illustrated Weekly of India.
Yeah.
And on the cover was Parveen.
Yes, movie actress.
Okay? And I looked at these articles and I said, it must be for me, there is nobody else in the hotel.
Yes.
So I took it, I put it in my bag, and I went off to Bombay. When I get to Bombay, I open the article, and whose name do I find in there? Who's she talking about? She's talking about Yugi.
Yes.
So before I left, I already had in my hand some kind of a confirmation
Yeah.
about the book that I was carrying in my bag. Okay. When I read the bag, the thing that interested me was a footnote. And the footnote said that one of the things that Yugi experienced was someplace in the temples blowing up, and it said like Moses and like the Taoists.
Yes.
Okay. So I said, if that's what Moses experienced, then I have a whole different understanding of what may have been happening to Moses.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, yes.
Where in your head did this happen?
No, we don't want to talk about that, where it happened, or why it happened, when it happened, or has anything happened.
Mm-hmm.
You see, what I have against all that experiences they talked about experience,
Right.
has resulted in the religious teaching of those people.
Well,
No.
let me explain my motivation. Let me explain my motivation, because it's very easy to misunderstand me,
Yes.
where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
The book that I'm working on is the kind of book that, I'm going to use a very harsh word, will almost be destructive
All right.
of the authority of religion.
Yes.
In other words, I am out to challenge this authoritarian attitude that something has happened unique in human history at given times, which gives a monopoly to certain people that they are the only ones who have the Word of God. This is what I'm out to challenge.
All right, you see, then they would call you are an iconoclast, you are an atheist.
Don't call me a heretic.
Heretic.
Okay. I am prepared for that.
Yeah, you are prepared.
I am prepared for that.
Yeah, but
And-
are you interested in replacing that with what you have to say?
That's had bothered me. You know,
Yes.
I don't like to take something away from somebody until I can give them something better.
Yeah, that is what people want. Is
That has been the biggest.
The problem with us all is that we believe, that's also a belief, that there is somebody there who believes in this thing.
Okay.
What I'm
Okay.
emphasizing
Let me
is-
just spell out my motivation.
No, let me complete this.
Go ahead.
And there is nothing there but belief. The
I
belief
hear you.
is you.
I hear you.
So
I hear you.
we cannot function in this world without replacing one belief with another belief. If the belief comes to an end without replacing the belief, the belief is coming to an end,
Yes.
and what all is there is you, and you are going to
Well,
come to an end.
I
That's what I'm
think
saying.
that
I don't know
what we are both agreed toward
Yeah.
is that belief has to be replaced by chaos.
No.
By chaos. Chaos is you don't have a belief,
No.
you know that you don't know, and you give up.
Now what I am emphasizing is, so many people ask me about anarchy, there's going to be an anarchy here. An anarchist,
Right,
you see, they want
right,
to
right.
protect this society
Okay.
against the anarchists.
Okay.
You see, in anarchy, if there is any such thing as anarchy, and if it is a total anarchy, there
Okay.
is no action there.
I think that the Bible has been distorted. The message of the Bible has been severely distorted.
I understand.
Allow me just to say one or two sentences.
Yes. I'm very slow, you see, I can't take in
Okay.
so many statements
Okay.
of yours.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll
I have a problem
I'll
there.
slow down and repeat myself.
Yes, all right.
In spite of the fact that the Bible has been used in the way that it has to according to many, enslave people and lock them into belief systems, the beautiful thing about what I see in the Bible is that the Bible says that the end of times, okay, when human beings will change, all right, and the impression I get from the Bible is this will not be dependent on anything that human beings do. There is nothing that human beings can do to make it happen. And it's only going to happen.
What is happening you are talking about?
Okay.
No, I'm trying to understand you. I'm not
I'm
arguing.
trying to answer you.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
According to the Bible, there will be a time when people will live in peace. Something which we certainly don't see.
No.
Okay? It has not happened. And the probability is that as long as people are the way they are, this species, it's not going to happen. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll give you three sentences. I have 3 one-liners. My one-liner is that Adam before the fall was a Neanderthal. In the beginning, human beings were like Neanderthals. The second stage is Homo sapien, is a species programmed to self-destruct into a new species. And my third position is that, according to the Bible, humans are doomed to become robots. All right? This is what I think the Bible teaches. There will be a final stage.
What is the Bible interested in? Preventing the human beings to become robots?
No, the Bible is not interested in preventing. It's not. It's telling us there will be a different kind of species.
All right.
And these species will be able to live in peace.
Yes.
Now, the key to me is that human beings are not going to make this happen. There's nothing that human beings can do that will make this happen.
But what makes you think that the human species will remain on this planet forever?
Well, the internet, you're right. You're absolutely, you are right. In fact, the Bible says...
If I'm right or wrong,
Okay,
what
okay.
I'm emphasizing...
Let me respond to you, because I agree.
Yeah.
The Bible says, in the end of days, and it will be in the end of days. And what does the end of days mean? It's going to come to an end.
Yeah, but we will not be there to see whether the whole thing has come to an end.
We may not be.
Yeah, but
we may not be.
You know, but we are interested in... You see, what I'm trying to emphasize is why you have 250 denominations, Christian denominations, here in this country today.
Yep.
You see, they all have, you see, come out of the same biblical stuff that they started with.
Right.
So why do you have to bother about interpreting the Bible in a different way in the light of what you have found for yourself and by yourself? Why don't you throw that, you see, in the garbage and say whatever you have found out in clear, unmistakable language and leave it to them. That's what I am doing. This is what I have found.
But you have your path.
Huh?
You have your path.
Not at all. No, I don't talk of a pathless reality. And you see, the first step is the last.
You do what you do. I have to do what I have to do.
No, I'm not doing anything. You have come and made me talk. I'm a dog here, and you are making me bark like a dog.
Okay.
And you are translating this.
I started out by saying why I was interested and why I was affected by what I think Yugi, in quotes, represents.
Yes.
And the effect it had on me. The effect that it had on me was that when I went back to the Bible, I came to the conclusion that what really happened in the Bible has been totally distorted.
Yeah,
I can take this and go in the closet and say, okay, that's my business and don't tell anybody about it.
Yes.
That's one choice. The other choice is to come out and say, hey, wait a minute, let's go back and look at the Bible. Let's take the key, and this you may be very well offended by, but let's take the key of this man called Yugi, see what he went through, see what Moses went through, see what the Bible is talking about it, and you get a totally different effect.
Why do you have to still relate everything to the Bible? You are still stuck with that Bible. That's all that I'm pointing out.
Well, there is fortunately or unfortunately no more book that is influential on this planet than the Bible.
No, but if you take the whole world, even Karl Marx influenced the majority of the people in the world.
Yeah, but Karl Marx has not won. Karl Marx has not won. You know, Joseph Campbell. You ever hear of Joseph Campbell?
When I was in Russia, I know. When I was in Russia, I made this statement in clear, unmistakable language. You see, that Karl Marx says Das Kapital is your Bible, and Stalin is the high priest, and your state is the church. So you are no different from...
What you're saying is wonderful and beautiful, but I'll tell you what my ex-wife used to say to me. You are not Yugi. This is what she said to me.
I think so.
I am not Yugi.
She was very right.
You're not Yugi. So I can't do your
Exactly.
thing, and you can't do mine.
Yeah,
and you may not be able to
She
understand
was
mine.
more intelligent than you. I'm sorry.
I agree.
I'm not
I agree.
understanding.
I
That's why-
agree.
No, you wasted
I-
your $10,000 savings.
Okay.
And then you see,
Okay.
and then he divorced,
Okay.
you divorced or not, she
Okay.
divorced.
Well, her complaint was,
Yeah.
you see, that nobody's paying any attention to me. Okay?
Yeah, nobody would pay any attention
Okay.
to you.
So this is why now I have.
If she
I have-
didn't pay any attention to you.
She paid attention.
Yeah, but you know, she was
She-
terribly disappointed.
She paid attention.
And why
okay?
did she walk up
She
and-
paid attention, and she wanted the rest of the world to pay attention. The rest of the world did not pay attention. Okay? And I was told, very interesting, I went to Israel, and this has happened to me more than once. I have been told that I will not get any attention from the world until I am ready to accept the negativity that's going to come my way. I have to be ready.
Yes,
That's what I was told.
yes.
So my thing is to do what I'm doing.
And leave
When I'm ready, it'll happen. People will pay some attention to me. But the attention is not going to be positive.
But what do you care whether they pay any attention to you or not?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
But I do care.
You just
I do care.
I say that is
I
the
care.
problem. That is the
You're right, that is my problem.
Yeah.
That is
you
my
just
problem.
say whatever you want to say.
Okay.
Sing your song.
Okay.
And go.
Okay. I agree with you.
No, not a question of agreeing or disagreeing.
I understand what you're saying.
No.
I don't understand?
If you
Okay.
understood, Yugi, nice meeting you, bye bye, you just walk out. I will not be hurt.
Okay.
And then
Nice meeting you.
something, even saying nice meeting you is absurd. We are taught that we have to be nice, you know. Anyway, I'm glad to see you.
So, let me say my thing.
All right.
I want to say one or two more words.
Yes,
All right?
say as much as you want.
I want to say whether you want to respond to them or not. What I have come to understand, you see, the book that I'm working on is called The Sexual Secrets of Religion. It's not only the Bible. I have seen that all of religion
Yeah.
and all of culture has been based on hiding and distorting and marketing things.
Sure.
Not what they are,
No?
but what they think will sell.
Yes, certainly.
Okay?
And sex, as you mentioned it now, is
Right.
one of the most powerful
Right.
drives.
That's
You
okay.
understand?
It's the sexual secrets
They are
and scandals of religion is what I'm focusing on.
Condemning sex is the way you
Okay.
see, that they use, you see, to control people.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
we have, you see, the sex, if I may use that word, is only for the purpose of reproduction.
Right.
And we, through the help of our thought, turn that into a pleasure movement. I'm not saying anything against it, anything against it.
Yes.
You know, and so the problem is created by them, you see, to treat this as something extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
It is not, you see, there only for the reproduction.
Right.
And we are all created for some nobler and grander purpose than all the other forms of life. I am now
Okay.
different from,
Okay.
you see, the mosquito that is biting me.
Yep.
Mosquitoes need my hemoglobin
Okay.
to continue, you see, their continuity.
Mm-hmm.
And only the female, if what they say is correct, you see, only the female mosquitoes
Yes.
bite us and not the
Right.
male mosquitoes.
Right.
And so I am also contributing for the continuity of the mosquitoes.
Okay.
You see,
Okay.
if I destroy them because I am frightened of mosquitoes, you
Right.
see,
Right.
harming
Okay.
me,
Okay.
you are creating disharmony in this world. Not only like that.
Can I share my favorite story with you?
All right, sir. Yes, you have.
My favorite story. I
Yes.
think it's the most instructive thing I've ever heard. It's very short.
Yes. Say.
This man has a donkey
Good.
that's very stubborn. You
Yeah.
can't teach the donkey anything. So he's going around, he says, what am I going to do with this donkey? I can't, get through to the donkey. So they told him, there's this guy, Joe, he is the best donkey trainer, and he's the gentlest guy around.
Yeah.
Okay, get me to Joe. So he comes to Joe with a donkey, and he says, I hear that you're the gentlest and the best. I want you to teach my donkey. He says, fine. It'll take a week. I said, okay. Before I leave, I'd like to see how you get started. He says, sure. Stay right here. Guy goes out, comes back with a big 2x4, goes over to the donkey and whacks the donkey over the head, and the donkey is staggering. He says, wait a minute, they told me you were the gentlest guy. He says, yeah, but first I got to get his attention. Okay? That's where I'm coming from. I want to get attention. All these ideas that I talk about is for the purpose of getting attention. It's just the first whack. All right?
Yes.
So the attention that I want to get is that I say, hey, you know, according to the Jewish tradition, Moses became celibate. Which, according to the Jewish tradition, is not nice, because you're supposed to have family values, you're supposed to be married. Why is Moses celibate? I say, no, Moses was not celibate. Moses
was important.
What?
He was probably an important guy.
That's exactly the point. That's exactly my point. That's what they're hiding. He was impotent.
Yes.
That's exactly my point. You see?
Yes.
You see? Now, the question is, why was he impotent? So I say that this impotency is connected to his horns.
Yes.
Because the horns, if the horns are something that changes in the body, you see, if the eyes stop blinking, which is supposedly very important for the brain you know, is not supposed to be able to function without blinking. This is what they tell you.
They say, why do you swallow that?
Huh?
Why do you swallow that? What the brain physiology?
I didn't say it is true. I say that's what they say.
It is not true. The brain plays a very, very minor role in that living organism. It is singularly incapable of creating anything.
Absolutely.
It is just a container and not a creator.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Well, what I'm saying is this is the stick that I use to hit people over the head.
Yes.
I say Moses was impotent. He did have horns. He did have horns. You see?
I also
They say, no, he didn't have horns. He had lights. I says, forget about the
Not
lights.
in that sense. I also had swellings here.
Yeah.
And even now you see these swellings here. No doctor is ever touching it, you see here.
Yeah.
You see, any time that is happening there,
Yeah.
this is affecting the body. Only the body is affected by the quarter moon, half moon, full moon.
I see.
And then it is also affecting the planets.
Beautiful.
Planets.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so this is what I'm connecting.
Yeah.
I'm connecting the impotency.
Yes.
I'm connecting the horns.
Yeah.
I'm connecting, what was the other thing just flashed in my mind?
What about the story that they tell in India? These
Blinking
guys,
of the
both
eye.
Moses and Jesus, ended up in Kashmir. You have still their burial place
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
And
yeah,
Aaron,
yeah,
what
yeah.
is his name, Aaron?
And
Aaron started a harem. You see,
Right,
to
right,
raise
right,
money
right,
to
right.
take care of them and
Right.
take care of himself.
Okay.
I never wanted to go anywhere near that place.
Okay. So this is the picture
Hey,
that I
you don't
use.
talk about this, you get
Okay,
into
this is
trouble
the
with
picture that I use to get the donkey's attention.
Yes.
The impotency, the horns, the thymus, the reactivation of the thymus. All right, which doctors today say in an adult the thymus doesn't function.
No, they have changed their ideas. Now there are hundreds of books written on the thymus now. When I said this,
Last week in
Yes.
Discover magazine, they're still talking about the thymus doesn't work in an adult.
they
It
don't.
hasn't filtered through yet.
you see, that undermines the very foundation of their medical technology.
I agree, but it's Discover magazine. I just cut out the article
Yeah, that
January.
That Discovery magazine is only useful for toilet paper.
Right. It has not. Now, Jeremiah the prophet talks about, to me, the thymus. He says
They
that,
may not have used that word thymus, but
right, you know what word it uses?
second part.
What?
Second.
No. Jeremiah says, I will put God's word on your heart. Not in the heart, but on your heart. Why on your heart? What's on the heart? The heart is on the thymus.
No, it is all right. Even Ramana Maharshi
Yes.
talked about the real heart. You see, that is where the feelings are felt, not the emotional feelings.
Yes. Yes.
The body
yes.
is responding to the
yes.
stimulus,
Yes.
and that they
Yes.
were not ready to accept that at all. You see
Okay.
that? And if you use your heart to feel,
Yes.
you will have cardiac arrest.
Okay.
If you feel nice, if you
Okay.
feel kind, if you show any affection,
Okay.
compassion
Yes.
to your fellow beings,
Yes.
you will have either bypass surgeries
Right.
or end up, you
Right.
see,
Right.
in the grave
Right.
with cardiac arrest will put you.
Okay. So
Sorry.
this is part of the picture that I
My
tied
line
together.
is,
Yes.
when all these doctors come to see me, shoot them all on site and at site.
Good.
See, there is no use
Good,
blaming the
good,
doctors.
good. This is what the Talmud, the Rabbi said in the Talmud 2,000 years ago.
I don't know.
The best of the
At that
doctors
time
should
there
be
were-
killed. This is exactly what they
At
said.
that time there were only a handful of doctors.
Oh,
Now we have
okay.
thousands and thousands of them around the globe.
Yes,
And they are exploiting us and we allow
Okay.
ourselves to be
So,
exploited.
this is-
And I tell you,
Yeah.
for 60 years I have never listened to any doctor.
Okay.
I have never done anything that they wanted me to do. All of them are dead and gone, I'm still here. And I
Yes.
tell doctors,
Yes.
if they want to give me any advice, do you want to live? If you don't want to live, it's fine, you can give the advice. All of them are dead and gone, I'm still here.
Right. Okay, so back to my shock treatment.
Yes.
The part of my shock treatment has to do with reactivation of the thymus.
Anything you do with the artificial means. It's
No,
just like-
no, not artificially.
Yeah.
Jeremiah says that the thymus will become reactivated. Okay?
Yes.
Now,
That
what
is
I
a-
found in the medical literature, and I think I discussed this with you once, is that thymus hormone is antagonistic to sexual hormone.
Yeah.
That's why a young child doesn't go into puberty right away, because the thymus is so powerful.
No, that's not true. You see, because you see that bitch there, I'm sorry, I don't want to use that, your Hillary made a statement that you see, the girl should not make love before they are 20.
Okay.
And the next day your Washington paper showed all about her sex appeals. And then you see the president and Hillary went to the university there where she was studying,
Yes.
and they had lunch with her. You
Yes.
see, they don't mean what
Yes.
they are saying.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
now they have found out that the girls are maturing in their
Much
8th
earlier.
year, 9th year, and
Absolutely.
some of them are pregnant.
Absolutely.
And so that
Absolutely.
the theory is not workable anymore.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is that according to some of the medical research, there's an antagonism between the thymus hormone and the sex hormone. Now, if that is valid, for a moment,
It is a-
if that is valid, then when the thymus gets reactivated, then the sexual hormones will close down, and that could lead to impotency.
That you are
Not
assuming.
only impotence, it is just not possible to have sex.
Okay. You say it's not possible to have sex because the male organ changes.
I said, all right.
Penis
Whole
changes.
thing changes.
What?
Whole thing changes.
Whole thing changes. The testicles change
Yes.
and the penis changes.
Everything.
Now the testicles theoretically can come back.
The penis also can come back probably, but that's not what we are concerned about. You see, their argument,
Yes.
you see, up to a point is valid. That
Okay.
you see, the moment you become, reach your 14th or 15th year,
Right.
you see our maturity in the case of women, I made the statement, if nature intended that they should not make love before they are 21,
Right.
they should not mature around their
Right,
14th
right,
year,
right,
they should all
right,
mature
right,
around
right.
their 21st year. Now
Right.
they say, it may not be a common thing everywhere, the fact that there are exceptions.
Yeah.
And that the girls are maturing in their 8th and 9th year, and some of them even have become pregnant,
Yeah.
and all that shit
Right.
that they are talking
Right,
about
right,
and
right.
emphasizing, backing it up, their strange ideas and theories is
Right.
of medical
Right,
technology.
right.
So we are not interested in persuading them or ask them to accept what we are saying. Hell with you all guys, if there are enough fools in this world, you see.
Oh, there was one other thing that
Yes, sir.
I keep forgetting to mention that you told me about. The breast on one side.
Yeah.
And that's very interesting to me.
Yes.
Because I believe that this happened to Moses also. Now, why is it important?
It's an
Because-
aberration.
What?
It's an aberration.
Yes, it is.
Well, you have to
Yes, it is.
translate it.
But I'll tell you why it's important biblically.
Yeah, biblically
Okay?
I don't
I'll tell you why.
Yes.
I'll tell you why. Now, according to Jewish tradition, Moses was the holiest man. You can't get any holier than Moses. All right? So supposedly, if Moses goes through a change, where can he go to a higher? There's only one way he can go higher, and that's back to the first man, Adam.
I don't know, you're
Stay with me 10 seconds more.
20 seconds.
All right? Give me 20 seconds.
Half an hour.
If you go, I don't want to half an hour. If Moses goes back to Adam, how did God create Adam? God created Adam according to actually what the Bible says, Adam and Eve, androgynous. He was both male and female.
Yes.
So if Moses goes back, he goes back to androgynous. This is the breast on one side. It's half male, it's half female.
No, what makes you think that there is any difference between the male and the female?
Well, now let's go.
No. You see, the other day I was watching a program, Gender Change.
Right.
30,000 men have changed their
Right.
And one of the very old lady doctors made a very interesting statement that the gender is in your head but not in your body. She said.
Okay.
You know,
yeah. They did. There was a case where they did circumcision on the kid and they cut too much off.
Yeah.
So they said, let's take the whole thing off and tell him he's a girl.
Yes.
And
there is no difference between man and a woman. I'm sorry. You see, man has no place in the scheme of things. You see, woman is very important.
Well, let's go back to robots.
Very important.
Let's go back to robots.
And very important because man is there only to supply the sperm, to impregnate and give continuity to the human race.
Good.
Sorry.
Are you any different from a robot?
You see, I don't want to use that word robot at all.
You don't like the word robot?
No, we are all, see...
Computer? What do you call
computer
yourself?
Is,
You're a computer.
But far superior to the computer, we are playing with.
Okay.
It is no
Your computer has DNA. That computer doesn't have DNA yet. They're trying to get there.
The energy is there.
Yeah.
This is what I tell people, all the top computer people come and say, the moment you put selectivity and censorship into the computers, their usefulness is finished.
Okay.
Because you see, that's what is happening here in the human computer.
Okay.
You see, we have censorship.
Okay.
What is good, what is not good, what you should do, what you should not do.
Okay.
You see, and then selectivity.
Yes.
Also.
Yes.
So the moment they succeed in putting those two things, you can throw them all out. See, because you will use the computers to come out with the answers we are looking for in our way.
Yes. You program the computer to give you
in
the
such
answer
a way
you want. That's
to confirm,
That's
what we want the computers to confirm.
That's a very good point.
Yes.
Right. And the amazing thing that I have found hidden in the Bible, although I think it's obvious, I'm still Bible. I'm still talking Bible. I'm not Yugi. Remember that.
Not at all.
I'm not Yugi. I'm Rabbi Al. That's what I am, Rabbi Al. Now, Rabbi Al finds in the Bible and in the rabbinical tradition that human beings in this third stage will not have any freedom of choice. They will be like computers. They will be like robots.
Yeah, we never had any choice. Did we at any time?
Beautiful.
Yeah, never.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That is what I call.
That's beautiful.
They have put a shit box in our system.
Right.
I'm sorry to use that word.
Right.
And then you see, whatever is coming out of our mouths is oral shit. Oral shit.
Right.
And what is whatever is
there is this guy, Colin Wilson, who is one of the leading science writers of our time, scientists. And he says, freedom of will is an illusion.
It is.
It's an illusion.
It is.
It's just a fantasy. We think we're making choices.
Not at all. Our choices are made by them, not by us.
Who's them?
Those who have created you and me, what you call Rabbi and
the authorities. The propagandas, what?
No, that everything that you are saying
You've been programmed.
Is what they have put in there.
Okay.
And then you see, and whatever is coming out of the anal shit, is whatever they say is good for the body. This is the anal shit and that is the oral shit. I'm sorry to use those phrases.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So what my modus vivendi, my process or program, is to take their own words, turn it around, take off the cover that's hiding what's really there and saying, here's what it really says, and give up this business of authority that you know. You see, what I am against is the idea that this system says we have all the answers and only we have. This system says we have all the answers, and I say that the whole thing is propaganda, and let it go. And in order to get through, I have to hit the donkey with the 2x4. That's the only mechanism that I know. I have to, in some way, I can't say, look at me, because I'm not Yugi. Maybe someday, who knows, I'll be lucky enough to be unlucky.
This is what I'm saying. You see, I don't want anybody to be Yugi.
Beautiful, beautiful.
See, you are so
beautiful.
unique. You are so unique.
Beautiful.
I'm telling you.
Beautiful.
Every human being on this planet is so unique.
Okay.
You see, the nature is not interested in creating perfect beings.
Gotcha.
It is only
Gotcha.
creating perfect
Gotcha.
species.
Okay.
When once,
Okay.
whatever that word perfect means,
Yes.
is perfected,
Yes, yes,
nature
yes,
is not
yes,
going to use that perfect being
Right.
or a perfect species
Yes.
as a model to create more and more and more. This is what we
Okay.
are trying,
Okay.
whether it is a
Okay.
biblical shit or the Hindu or whatever it is.
Right,
We
right.
are trying to create all human beings
Yes.
on an assembly line.
Absolutely.
That is just not
Absolutely.
possible. Every
Absolutely.
individual is
Absolutely.
unique, so unique. I assure you
Absolutely.
that there is nobody like you anywhere on this planet.
Okay.
And so if you
Thank
want,
God.
I'm telling you.
Thank God there's
Yes.
only one.
There's
As
only
bad
one
as me.
without a second. Without a second.
Good.
And we have placed before
Good.
ourselves the
Good.
Moses, the Jesus,
Gotcha,
and then
gotcha,
all the other
gotcha,
guys
gotcha,
before,
gotcha.
and forcing everybody
Yes.
to be like them. Why the hell do I want to be like that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
I want to have assembly line.
I'm in total
We want to
agreement.
produce,
I'm
and
in total
even in
agreement.
nature, I don't accept there is any such thing as evolution at all.
Okay.
You see, when the process slows down, it takes a big jump. That is what they call mutation.
Right.
If there is any such thing as mutation,
Right.
and then you see what is the result of that mutation and what was there before, there's nothing common between the two.
Okay.
It takes
Okay.
course there
Okay. Okay.
and moves further and further in its own way. If nature does not imitate anything here, it's at all.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We all wanted to be like that, Jesus like that. Now we see,
Right, right.
they are all gone for millions of people, you know, the movie stars, and then you see our baseball players, and all of them, you see, have become the icons, and then you see they are the models for us all. Huh? Thank God, they are all there because you see, that was the only way we could escape from the hard realities of life, to go to the church, to the temple, to the mosque, and they exploited us. You know, even now they are exploiting today.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because they have established themselves. Sometimes I watch those evangelists. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how many thousands and thousands of people clapping, falling into ecstatic states, and then parting with money? You know? It's amazing how many channels you have on your television.
Right.
Some of them are really good.
Very
Really
speaker.
good. You know?
Yeah.
We allow ourselves to be fooled. Otherwise, nobody in this world can fool you.
Okay.
Yes, I'm
That's
sorry.
good. That's good. That's good.
Where is your new girlfriend? Photo. You
What?
said you brought a new.
No, I said I have a picture.
Where is that?
You want to see a picture?
Oh, sure.
I'll show you a picture.
Let's change the subject.
Let's change the subject. Let's see where my picture is.
Why you didn't bring her?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't think she's ready for you yet.
No, no.
I don't think she's ready for you. Until my book sells, she's not in such a.
Yeah, good.
She's not in such a. No, let's see where did I put it.
What? You see, what you should do, my advice is that you don't even mention my name and put all these things as your own. It doesn't matter. Don't put.
But you are my own.
No. What I'm saying.
You had an influence in my. You had an influence in my life.
You are under no. You don't have to be thankful to.
I'm not thankful. I wish I hadn't met you. Life would have been a lot easier for me.
Yes,
Believe me.
You would have been a great rabbi, making thousands and thousands.
I wasn't going anywhere before I met you. Believe me. I was already on a different path. With you, I began to understand what was happening.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, you want to put it on?
Put it there on the.
Wait, let me. Wait, hold it still.
She will give you that. You can take a video cassette.
Okay,
You got it?
thank you.
Okay. My ex-wife became extremely religious.
Still Jewish or
Really,
she
very Jewish.
not
Very Jewish.
converted into any?
No, Jewish, very, very religious.
And your kids? They moved to the other extreme.
No, well, no, they're not. One lives on the edge of religious, on the edge. One is very religious. One is very religious. And the other one in the middle is,
This way and that way happened.
she's religious, but she's in a religious community. She has kids and she brings them up, Jewish and so on. She's a Yale Law School graduate.
Yeah.
She is very sharp. Very sharp. There is one other woman in my life, for the purpose of my writing, a Catholic woman, who has been very helpful in editing my material and working with it.
It's already in progress.
No. The work that I've been doing, she's been helping me focus on it. But she has her own problems. She has her own problems. She went to Guru Mai, and she had problems before, but she's got problems. But she's been helpful, just for the writing and the ideas.
What are you doing? It's very hard. Don't play with it. Don't sit on that.
All right, I think we've just about finished.
Yes, thank you for your visit. If you are, I'm here until Thursday,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to Hilton Head there in South Carolina to get away from everybody. And unfortunately, my family members, my son and grandchildren, live in Atlanta.
Yeah.
They want to visit me.
Right.
I don't know how I'm going to handle them.
Okay.
I don't see them, they don't see me. They're all very, very successful people in this world. All of them are in the computer field. My son is, I think, working, is vice president of the computer section of Pepsi Cola or something. You see. All my grandchildren, it's a shame that your country cannot produce computers. Why the hell do you have to import people, if I may use that word, from other countries, and particularly India? What is wrong with this country? You tell me. You cannot compete with anybody in any field, except in killing people.
There's an article in yesterday's newspaper.
I don't read
Some
newspapers.
physicists went back to the textbooks
Yes,
that they're using in the school.
yes.
And he showed that the textbooks are full of mistakes.
All of them,
The textbooks.
yes, they are.
And he says, how can we succeed in anything?
Can you imagine the
Wait,
guys?
put it back on. This
It's
is
on.
interesting. Oh, it's on.
Can
He
you
said-
imagine the
What?
talks? You see, those who go to the Harvard University,
Yeah,
they cannot
yeah.
spell words correctly.
But he said the textbooks,
I know.
say ridiculous things in the text. He says, how can you train scientists when the textbooks are not even right?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, America has become very money-oriented. Money, the corporate world, the power of the corporate world is tremendous.
They
Power
have
of
given
the
so much
corporate
money
world.
to your president,
The international
the
corporations.
oil people.
One of the most terrible things that I heard, if you take a nutrient called coenzyme Q10, you cross the border and you go to Canada, you get arrested. You're not allowed to take the nutrients into Canada.
Yeah.
And this is what they're trying to do now. They have something called the Codex Alimentarius. They want to set up rules coming out of Europe what nutrients you can buy, what nutrients you can sell. Now, by making it international, and America becomes part of it, all American rules don't count.
No.
So they will control the whole nutritional world and vitamins in America. You won't be able, if they got their way, you won't be able to buy vitamins without a prescription and with a minimal dose and so on. So it's this international thing, which America is unfortunately buying into, that is trying to control the world. This is the globalization. And we've done ourselves a favor and we've let ourselves be bushwhacked, if I may use that term. And we're going to see it now much more with Bush. Much more. The question that I struggle with is how bad does it have to get before it gets better?
But what makes you think that we will get better?
We'll get better.
Well, what makes you think? It is a wishful thinking on our part, but we are getting worse. You see, in every area of our existence.
Yeah.
You see, this is what I was telling you. Your newspaper you are referring to, you see, they are planting acres and acres of land with eucalyptus trees.
Yeah.
Because they grow faster and then they can use them for making paper, right?
Yeah.
And when once it is finished, you can't plant any other trees there. And what the hell they are talking about, and why they talk about ecology? I want to know.
With what's happening now with...
I want to know.
With
you are creating imbalance everywhere.
Absolutely.
And we are no more important than anything you see on this planet. And our only usefulness, if I may put it in such a crude language, is when we are dead, they will become more useful to other forms of life than alive. I'm sorry.
I mean, this thing that's happening in Europe with the mad cow disease.
Yeah.
This insanity of trying to save money and taking animals, grinding them up and feeding them to other animals.
Yes, yes, I know.
I mean, this is,
And that's one.
and they tell you,
It almost eats own flesh.
yeah, but, and the flesh is sick. The flesh is sick, and they don't learn.
They don't. You see the way
They don't learn.
You know, that's
They can't learn.
I made a statement in one of my interviews, I think. You
Yeah.
see, they don't allow the cows to mate in Switzerland. So the Swiss cows have become lesbians. And then the German cows have become fatsies. And the British cows are mad. And this girl asked me, what about the American cows? And suddenly
It must be timed in some way.
this time. And then what about the American, what about this girl? The 5-year-old girl asked me, what about American cows? I said American cows are paranoid and Australian cows are neurotic and Indian cows are spiritual. Oh my God. Why are you laughing? What's that? Huh? Thank you, sir. Maybe we can meet again if you are not tired. I'm here for 4 days.
Okay.
And then I'm getting back on the 26th and stay in this area.
You're coming back on the 25th?
On my way back to Palm Springs. No,
So you'll be here a few
27th, no, only 2 days, 28th and 29th.
28th and 29th.
No, no,
30th, 30th, and
31st
31st.
I'm going back.
When?
The week after next, he'll be back for 4 days.
No, but I'm not here.
3.
I go to Washington DC.
Yeah.
And so
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
29th and 30th I'm here, 31st I'm here.
29th and 30th. Okay.
Maybe we can have some chance. Thank you, sir. Nice
I thank you.
Nice
I thank you.
meeting you again after so many years.
Yeah, time-wise.
Where exactly do you live? How far you are away from this place?
How far am I away from this place? It took less than an hour to get down here. I'm north of the city.
20 minutes, Yugi, 25 minutes it takes to
I
get
don't
to
know
Piermont.
Huh?
From at least from where I live.
Yeah, it's not.
Very
it's not,
close.
It's not
Just
bad.
over the George
If you,
Washington
as long as
Bridge.
you
Oh, I
don't hit
see.
heavy traffic.
And up the Palisades, you know.
Oh, I see. No,
It's right on the Hudson.
Yeah.
Very nice town.
Do you remember you once came to me in the synagogue?
Yes, yes. We didn't
Yeah.
even go inside, did we?
I don't remember.
I wasn't there.
Huh?
You know, what I told you, that will be the end of your relationship with the synagogue. You remember that?
My relationship, you see, I was a chaplain.
Yeah.
So I was not dealing, I was a chaplain for the mentally retarded.
Good.
You see. So I was not dealing with
Yeah.
a usual congregation.
Yeah, they can't defrock you, they do in churches and Catholic churches.
That's true.
You
That's
still
true.
remain a-
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. So I stayed there until I retired. I stayed
You
there
stayed
almost
there until you
almost
retired?
20 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They closed it down, actually.
I see.
And there were 3 clergymen. There was Jewish, Catholic, and Protestant. I was the last one to leave.
I see. Anyway, thank you for
I
your
thank you.
visit and nice meeting you.
I
Maybe we'll
thank
have
you.
a chance to meet.
Okay.
And you can have, she can send you that
Right.
cassette.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right. The only other thing I wanted to do is I brought a camera, but I don't. Actually, I think I left it in the car.
Well, we have
No, no,
cameras, so
we
we'll
have camera,
take, we'll take
Yeah.
pictures.
and send you.
Yeah, I thought I
Maybe
wanted
we'll
to
drive
bring-
up to Piermont or something, it's a nice drive.
What?
Yeah.
We could go to Piermont, you
Right.
can see it.
You got
It's 35 and that's digital. It takes like
the digital, you can see right away.
It's more.
Merci.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. He will send you that video.
Okay.
More digital.
I'll take one more. Is that the one?
You can see that. Show him.
Let me turn the video camera off.
Very good.
Glass is reflecting.
Very good.
Glasses reflected?
Hmm?
Glass.
Oh, your glasses,
My
yeah.
glasses are in the way.
Slightly.
All right. So we can try
Yeah.
it without my glasses.
Well, just a couple maybe of glass.
Thank you.
You take one.
Only the glass.
You have his address.
I'll get it. Oh, I don't have it.
Mail them.
I
Merci.
Thank you.
Speaking.
Very good. Very sharp. Very clear.
Take your glasses off one more time, it's a regular.
yeah, just to
I wanted to say something